Okay, I want to show y'all. Someone said that I wasn't getting the fuel mileage that I said I was with my tow car, and because he had one just like it, and he only got 30 miles a gallon. As you can see, I'm on low. Okay, let me reset that. There you go, 36.8, and that's with a headwind and up and down hills. So what's this driver doing here? He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He's oh, he's going back in that spot. Okay, but anyway, I just thought I'd bring you that. That's 400 and some odd mile average from Rapid City to Grand Island. So anyway, I gotta get fuel. Good morning, fine people.
Take the next right onto US 83 South.
You know, it's very rude to interrupt me, don't you? Good morning, fine people of YouTube. Coming to you this morning from the res. Yes, sir.
Continue on US 83 South for 31 miles.
Okay. I think this is Mission, South Dakota. I think the sign back there said this is the Rosebud Indian Reservation. I've been on South Dakota state roads and their U.S. highways here. Look at this. This thing is better. Even the South Dakota state roads are better than a lot of states' interstates. Now, there's a wide load right here, boys. Yeah, they're wide, but okay. I don't know what that even was. If it was big. Now, them are the boys. They get paid the big bucks per mile. Motels, all that good stuff. I just thought I'd show you that real quick. I seen them coming. A little tip for y'all who don't get out west very much or never been out west. When you start this and you got a tow car. These states like North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, they got a lot, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana, they got a ton of areas with nothing there. I hear something. I think that may be a fender. So, even though you might see a little town on a map or Google, whatever, that doesn't mean they will have fuel. You get off the interstate, you better make sure you got some fuel with you. It's always a good idea, whether you're transporting or just deadheading, to have some fuel for your tow car and or the unit you're delivering. If you're delivering, towing, you need to have fuel for that. Because like I said, in some of these little towns, they may have a station, but it may only have gas. Then you're screwed. Or they may want $6 a gallon for it. Which if you're on empty, you're going to pay that. So, and another tip, when you're on these little roads, always try to find a mile marker every once in a while. Because if you break down and you call in, they're going to want to know what highway you're on and what mile marker. You just can't say, well, I'm on 83 out here by the windmill on the left. See, there's mile marker 205. Yeah, you can tell them mile marker 205 and they'll know where you're at. But you just say, out there on Highway 83 South, that windmill by the road, I'm right there. Here comes another wide load. Keep it on your side there, big boy. I keep my crap on my side, you keep crap on your side, and we both get along. Okay. Some of them wide loads, they think they get the whole damn road. It's not the case. So anyway, those two tips right there. Man, I mean, especially if you've never run out here west much, and you get off the interstate and you think you're going, like me, I'm cutting down from Interstate 90 to Interstate 80. I'm going home. these roads like this, like I say, some of these little towns, they just don't have, they might have a grocery store, but they might not even have pumps at it. You might look at a map that might say Bob's Convenience Store, and you think, okay, they'll have gas. Never trust that. Either carry some fuel with you, or make sure you're full before you leave the interstate. Something else y'all want to keep in mind when you're in these out west in these desolate areas, all these areas you won't have cell coverage. So if you do break down, there's no way to get a hold of anybody. Maybe you get lucky and flag a truck down if there's even much traffic on the road that you're on. You get out in Nevada and places like that, Arizona, parts of California, you be on one of these roads and you're lucky to see anybody. So it's not like you're going to flag anybody down anytime soon. So it's always a good idea to let your dispatcher know and say, hey, I'm going to cut across this little road, especially if you don't have a tow car. I'm going to cut across, 83 across the sand dunes in Nebraska. I may or may not have cell coverage, so if I don't contact you in a couple hours and let you know I made it to a civilized area, come looking for me. If the weather's like snow and ice and you slide off the road into some of these canyons and stuff, nobody's going to know to look for you. It'll be a day, maybe even 3 days before anybody says, oh, what happened to old Billy Bob? He was supposed to be bringing that cabin chassis. He ain't showed up no place. He ain't called in. Well, they don't know where you're at. So, you're in one of these remote areas. Let somebody know where you're at. And, like I'm going to pop out down here by Grand Junction, or I should. Grand Junction, I think it's Grand Junction. At Grand Junction, Nebraska? Is that it? I think it is it. So, you want to let them know, because like I said, this road is very, I think you see a few trucks, but not like you would expect on back east. So just let somebody know. Another thing I like to do when I know that my route's going to take me cross country to a sparsely populated area like North Dakota or Montana or someplace like that, I will get on Google Earth and I will look at the highway. If it looks like it's a narrow 2-lane highway, rough, I usually will try to avoid that and take another route. Perfect example was yesterday up in North Dakota. Google had me going down some 2-lane roads and stuff, and they look pretty narrow and pretty rough, no shoulders on them. It was only 311 miles to my drop. But I pulled up Trucker's Path. They took me an entirely different route. And I looked at it, and it was about 50 miles farther. But it went on a much better looking road, and as it turned out, it was easy peasy. I ain't saying if I went the Google route, it would have been just as easy peasy. I don't know. But I know a lot of those roads there, when you see they don't have no shoulder on them, or you can look at them and you can see that they're going to be rough because they got patches and different colors of sections of highway and stuff like that, that's usually a rough road. And so I chose the longer route, and the thing is, according to each app, the longer route was only about 20 minutes farther, even though it was close to 50 miles or a little over 50 miles difference. So that told me that the road Google wanted me to take was a rougher road going through maybe some small towns or something like that. So always check out I always check out my route, and I also like to check out my destination on Google Maps and see, because I don't like the destination, I want to see where I'm supposed to pull into. But if I'm going across country and it's going to be a rough road, or it's nobody out there for 100 miles, whatever, I want to see what kind of road I'm going to be on. And this tip, it pertains more to the no-tow driveaway drivers than the ones using tow car, but and I know no-tow people that are using airlines, you can't take a knife with you. I understand that. But you need some kind of tools, the little basic tools. You can find a little miniature crescent wrench, or proper name's adjustable wrench, and little channel locks and a little screwdriver. I doubt you can take a screwdriver with you, but and Leatherman or Gerber, they make a multi-tool without a knife in there. Damn, that's a beautiful pond over there. But you would be surprised the times that you need just a little screwdriver to tighten something up, or maybe a little adjustable wrench just tighten maybe a terminal up so you get your tail lights working, or something. It just amazes me how many times I just need a simple little tool to get me back on the road. And of course, me having a tow car, I have a lot of tools in here. But the times I did no tow drive away, I had a little small miniature toolkit, because I think the longest tools you can take are something like 6 inches or something. I don't know. It's just a small adjustable wrench, slip joint pliers, aka good grief, channel locks is what they call them, and a little screwdriver, and that's it. If no tow driveway, if I needed something more than that, if I couldn't pull into a truck stop and go get what I wanted, a pair of pliers or something like that, then I was screwed. But I always got that little toolkit, and it's amazing how many times it will come in. Also, if you're going across these remote areas in the winter, fall, winter, early spring, because today's nice. I mean, it's 61 right now. It's early December in northern Nebraska. The other morning it was 21 degrees in South Dakota. But you want to carry, even no tow, you want to carry the basics of, if you break down, I'm always looking at the worst case scenario. If I break down out of the middle of no place, no cell coverage, how long am I going to be out there before somebody comes help me? So I want, extra warm clothes, maybe a blanket. I want something to eat. I want some water. Now, me having the tow car, I have camping gear in here. So if I break down in the tow car or something, I got food there. I can warm me up some chili or soup or canned meat or something. Warm meal when you're freezing, man. That warm meal will give you a whole new perspective on life. So just keep that in mind. Even if you have no tow, you can always carry a little extra bottle of water, some snacks, maybe some, go to the canned meat section of Walmart and get you, you can buy pouches of tuna, you can buy pouches of roast beef. They make it easy these days to carry a little extra food with you. If you don't like sardines, if you do, you can get those small cans. Just something that would get you through a day or two if you were stranded out here in the middle of no place. Because I'm telling you right now, you get stranded out here, you break down, You ain't got no cell phone. You ain't got no food. You don't know when help's going to be coming. Just a little bit of that. Staying warm, staying hydrated, staying fed sure gives you a good outlook on life. But when you're freezing, you have no food, no nothing, it's going to suck to the 10th power. So anyway, that's the tips I have for you new people running across these areas that have no service, or they're way out here in the middle of no place, man. I dig this stuff, but not everybody does. But these are my favorite roads, as long as they don't have snow and ice on them. And I don't know if you can see, but you can see snow along the road right now. So they've had some weather up here, but we're supposed to do for a warm stretch this week. So just keep those things in mind. Okay, don't y'all tell nobody, this is a bonus tip for those of you who have stayed till the end. Get you several pairs of cheap sunglasses from Walmart. I go back to the fishing department and get those $5, $7, $8, $9 pair of polarized fishing glasses, and I keep several of those with me. Especially on a day like today, it doesn't look like it's bright, but that sun is behind those clouds. It's just, it is coming down. So that will make your life a little bit easier, and you don't need those $40, $50, $100 pair of sunglasses, because this is all I use. If I lose a pair, forget a pair in the truck, oh well, $5. I'll go buy some more. But I usually buy 3 or 4 pair at a time, put some in my bag, put some on the dash, put them every place I need them. So there you go. And the polarized ones are really good when it's foggy or it's raining. They're designed to cut the glare for fishermen to see through the water easier. Well, they also work for drivers. So anyway, just a little bonus tip for y'all. But I do that for my subscribers who stay with me to the end. A little bonus tip. So we'll catch you later. Thank you for watching. Okay, now this super tip is for you hardcore subscribers who have stayed, viewers, subscribers who have stayed to even after the last tip. And that is to always have some cash on you. Especially out west, because there are still, believe it or not, there are still mom and pop stations that do not accept debit or credit cards. And if that's the only one you got around you for the 100 miles, and you need 10 gallons of diesel or 10 gallons of gas, and they don't take credit or debit, and you don't have no cash on you, you might be in one of them situations where you ask, well, what can I do? Because I got to get out of here. And he might look at you and say, you sure have some pretty lips, boy. And you're going to have to decide right there. Are you going to spend some time there, or are you going to get out of there? But I'm telling you, there are still places. Now, it's been years since I run across one of them, but there are still places that do not accept credit and debit cards. They don't want the transaction fees. They don't want the hassle. They just want cash. And so I always have $40 stuck back someplace, usually. Hid in someplace. It's emergency, it's do or die stuff when I dig it out. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't hurt, especially if you know going ahead of time that you're going to go across one of these remote, deserted highways. I'm going back on out of here. And Grand Island. Did I say Grand Junction? I meant Grand Island, Nebraska earlier. I knew I didn't sound right. Grand Island, Nebraska. That's where I'm headed to. So I'll get over there, jump on 80, go down York, go south all the way down to Wichita, and then decide which way I'm going to go from there. So anyway, we'll catch y'all later. Thank you for watching. please like and subscribe. And if you found this video helpful, please share it with others to help them.